We talk a lot about red flags in relationships, but how do you know when it's actually right? Not just fun, not just new, but actually built to last. So I'm gonna give you 5 green flags people overlook that point to a relationship that has real marriage potential. And no, it's not just about how much they love you. It's much deeper than that. The first green flag, you can disagree without threatening the relationship, right? Disagreements don't turn into punishments. Nobody storms off, temper tantrum, right? Or no one starts getting the silent treatment, right? Where it's that passive aggressive type of thing. You both know how to navigate hard conversations without making each other feel unsafe or unloved, right? And that's a pivotal thing because that right there is emotional safety in live action. And that's something you can build a foundation for a marriage on. Second, their apologies when they're wrong come with self awareness, not excuses. They don't say things like, I'm sorry you feel that way, right? Whenever it's clearly a situation where they've wronged you. No, they say, I see how I showed up there. I see how you could have felt that way. I'll do better, right? And why can they do that? Because the ego is not ruling them. And if you're in the same position they're in, you do the same, right? You don't allow your ego and your desire to be right trump you wanting to be in love, right? To where when you actually are feeling offended or you need them to reassure you for something, they have no problem doing it if it's obvious and it can be made clear that they dropped the ball in some way. They don't try to give you a backhanded apology or it's partial or whatever, to where they got to kind of apologize in some way without feeling like they admitted wrongdoing. See, when someone can own their ish without shame or deflection, that's maturity. And a marriage needs emotional responsibility like oxygen. If it's going to breathe, right? If it's going to live, if it's going to thrive, there has to be responsibility and accountability for one's actions and the ability to have the emotional intelligence and maturity to do the right thing to bridge and mend wounds whenever they are created versus that ego and pride that will tear down the whole situation. Third, your visions for life aligns even though you have different backgrounds, right? You don't have to be the same, but you both want the same things. That is so crucially important. Sometimes people think you have to be with someone that's like on the same exact page about every single thing. No, you just have to have the overall same direction, right? Be on the same frequency, same vibration, locked in, right? But if you can't even be in the same page as far as the direction you're going, it doesn't matter how much you have similar interests in different things, right? If your core foundational values and beliefs are different in that regard, it's not going to matter. So you can have different backgrounds and you can have different ways of seeing the same circumstance, right? From a different angle, different perspective, because maybe you grew up a different way or you molded or conditioned from a different standpoint, right? That's completely fine, right? The backgrounds and the story that got you here doesn't have to be the same, but the overall focus towards where you're going next does, right? Because if you're not in the same hemisphere as to what the goals are, where you want to be at certain points in your life, or major life tickets that require your partner to reach, or goals that require your partner to be able to do it with you for you to be able to achieve it. Now that's something that's non-negotiable, because at the end of the day, long-term compatibility has a lot less to do with matching perfectly and much more to do with being aligned and going in the same direction. Right. This is why I always stress, and I think it gets overlooked somewhat, and it sounds a little philosophical to people sometimes. Don't focus so much on matching all of the characteristics and the chemistry and all those things with someone that you're dating, right, towards a relationship and seeing if there could be that forever person. Yes, those are amazingly important things. Absolutely. But make sure it's all balanced around, do you both have a similar purpose? Right? You're calling towards your purpose here, right? Whatever your mission in life is, are you aligned in that? You don't have to be doing the same things as the other person, whatever their purpose is, but those two worlds need to be able to go in orbit together and be going in the same direction, right? Because if I feel it's my life mission to run around the world and just do charity type of work, or be there, to station for months at a time helping villages around the world, in your thing is to go and just stay at the hospital you're at and work there, right? And save lives there, right? Yes, we both have purpose and it's beautiful, but it's two different worlds. I'll always be gone and never with you. You'll always be stationed where you are, to where, yeah, we both have admirable things we're doing in life to help others, but it's not cohesive. That's going to cause a problem. Fourth is a big one. You feel safe fully being yourself, even when you're not at your best. This is so crucial, because this screams you are accepted for all of you in all of your moments, not just whenever you're on top of your A game. You don't feel like you have to earn love. You're not scared to show your bad day, your breakdown, your flaws, right? You're comfortable being seen fully because you know the type of love you have is not conditional. It's unconditional, which is what love is, right? Your partner loves you to pieces no matter what. Not saying that you don't have to still try and hold yourself to standards, right? You can't just do whatever. But whenever you're not at your best, or you're having moments, you're going through seasons, you're not going to be abandoned on the love front from your partner. Love won't be withdrawn and given to you conditionally, only if you're being a certain version of yourself that can earn it. This, that, and the third, right? It's given to you freely because your partner truly loves all of you. And see, that kind of emotional security, it's rare. Yeah, it really can be. But that's also exactly why it's marriage level real, right? Nothing starts screaming tones of, yes, this could be my person for the long haul. Then we are locked in and love each other unconditionally in a healthy way, right? With healthy standards, right? Not just, oh, I don't care if you're just strung out on drugs, or out here just being a horrible person, or, continuously disrespecting me or cheating on me or whatever. And I'm just going to love you no matter what. No, that at that point is that's a lack of self-love for yourself if you're going to stay with someone doing that, or vice versa, or what have you, right? So it doesn't mean anything goes, but it means as long as you're still trying to be the person you're supposed to be, I'm going to love you no matter what. Whenever you're going through your moments where you're not at your best and you're falling short of the mark, I'm not going to abandon you in those times. And fifth is a big one to pay attention to. You're actually growing individually and together, right? You're becoming better because of the relationship. And it's in this beautiful, healthy way where there's a lot of encouragement. You encourage each other, but you're not in competition with each other, right? Like you're both getting, steel, start sharpening steel, but it's in a very encouraging, motivational way, not a I have to show them kind of way, or I have to prove that I can hang with them, right? It's something where you're inspiring each other, not, testing each other, or looking at the other person like, an opponent that you have to like measure up to or something. There's a lot of support and not control, right? You love each other enough and you truly support each other's growth enough, as much as your growth as a unit, to where you don't try to puppeteer each other's lives to make sure you can, hold on to the version of the way you saw things being, the way you wanted to go with your partner, right? Though you're supporting whatever helps them grow best for themselves, which in turn helps you guys both grow together beautifully, because you're cultivating your partner being the best them they could possibly be for them. And in return, it's usually going to make them that much better of a partner for you, right? It's going to give back to you exactly what you're looking to have. And you're not scared. You're secure enough in yourself, and you cultivate yourself enough, right, on your own regard, to where you're not scared, or you're not fearful that by pushing your partner to be whatever they're supposed to be for themselves, it's going to put you in danger of losing them, because you feel secure enough in your value, and you spend a lot of time working on cultivating that value for yourself. See, marriage is not just about staying together. It's about evolving together during that ride without losing your sense of self. Yes, you're moving as one, as a unit, but you're still individual pieces in there making up that unit. So you have to always make sure you're still cultivating you and your identity, still who you are, right? You have to still be the person your partner fell in love with, the one to be here with you in the first place, right? You still cultivate the individual while assimilating that individual into the relationship as a partnership. A lot of people chase love that looks good on paper, but you build marriage on peace, alignment, emotional maturity, and shared vision. And if you have these green flags in your situation, you're not just dating and you're not just in a relationship that's cool for now. You're building something real if you want to take it to that level. But if you and your partner are having struggles in these areas and it doesn't feel like it's leading towards marriage, or you don't feel secure or reassured towards that, or a lot of these green flags are not present in your relationship, or there's some artery ones missing, and you and your partner want help learning how to build the skills and the tools to cultivate your relationship to be on that track towards marriage, then email or DM me the word coaching and we will get to work, only if you're truly ready to put that work in. If you're not ready for one-on-one coaching, don't have the time, space, or maybe even the resources, then at least email or DM me the word transformation, and I'll send you the link to my relationship renewal course that I teach you everything you need to learn, that I teach my clients one-on-one towards building that relationship where you want to build it, or understanding how to build a healthy relationship at your own pace, on your own time, and at more, reasonable resource levels that maybe fits where you're at right now. But in any case, do something to get in the race. Let's get it.